Hello and thank you for considering Southern California Patios for your upcoming remodel. Did you know that we also specialize in custom concrete, pavers, barbecue islands, fire pits, and even artificial turf? This video was created to help guide you through the next steps in completing your backyard remodel project. So let's get started. Once you've received an in-home estimate with one of our estimators, the next few steps are quick and easy. We'll dig a little bit deeper on each of these steps, but in summary, you will first locate and review your email estimate. This is going to outline all of the project details regarding your build. It's important that you review each line item in your estimate and reply with any revisions that you'd like to make. If everything looks good, you will then sign the document electronically and submit your deposit. Once your deposit has been made, we will begin any HOA or permitting processes. Once approved, we will order your material and confirm your installation date. The picture to the left is what your email estimate will look like. At the bottom of the email, there will be a green link that says View Estimate. Click that and the estimate page will open. This is where you can review it line by line, making sure that every detail is accurate and correct. This document is what the office will reference when ordering your building materials, as well as what the installers will use when on site at your home. So it's very important that this document is accurate. That way we are all on the same page and there are no confusions. Please reply with any revisions that you'd like to make. And if everything looks good, go ahead and click the More Actions tab at the top of the estimate page. A menu will then drop down and you can click Sign Document. You can sign the document right on your phone or computer and it will automatically be sent back to the office, at which point we will just need to collect your 10% deposit. To make your deposit, you can either use cash, check, credit card, or even debit cards. We also accept Hero financing and Benji financing. Getting approval is very quick and can be done by going to either heroprogram.com or benjifinancing.com. Once your deposit has been submitted, we will begin drawing up site plans for HOA approval if needed. And if you're getting a permit, we will also begin drafting your site-specific engineering paperwork. Again, their main concern is that we are not encroaching on property lines and that our building practices are up to code, which they always are either way. We've worked with virtually every city in Southern California obtaining these permits. So in terms of timelines, permits usually get approved within 2 or 3 days, whereas getting HOA approval I've seen can take anywhere between 2 or 3 weeks to as long as a few months if you don't actually create some kind of urgency with your HOA office. Once we are HOA approved and or we've got our permit approved, we can now order your material. It is extremely important to confirm any changes to the order before we actually place the order with the manufacturer. Any request to the order after the fact is subject to additional fees, which is why it's very important to review and confirm the email estimate that you received before this point. Now that we've ordered your material, you can expect a call or email from us confirming your installation date. If you're getting a permit, it's important to understand that some cities require what's called a ledger inspection. This is when, on day one that we arrive at your home, we basically just install the ledger, which is going to anchor the patio cover to your home. The inspector will arrive on site, review the engineering documents that we provide, and sign off stating that we can continue the build. Once the build is complete, there will be a final inspection ensuring that your structure is built to meet or exceed building code requirements, which they always are either way. Now, as far as timelines, installation crews, in my experience, can usually knock out about 350 square feet each day. And so depending on your electrical options and whether or not footings are needed, this may extend installation timelines. But typically, even the larger builds of 600 or more square feet take no longer than 3 or 4 days. All right, so you may be getting estimates from a few different companies, which we think is great. That's smart shopping, and we think that there are definitely a handful of things to watch out for, or just definitely consider when choosing the right in-home contractor to execute your project successfully. So first and foremost, you want to make sure that they are licensed, bonded, and insured. So being licensed with the California State License Board means that you've spent several years mastering your craft. Having insurance is huge because if you're having work done on your property, then like anything else, you are liable for any injuries that may occur if the company you hire isn't properly insured. And being bonded means that you can hold the contractor responsible for any damages that may have occurred to the property during the project. Without these safety measures in place, you're very exposed to a lot of risk that may happen during your build. So, this could be a fence or a gate that gets damaged, hauling in material in and out, maybe a window gets broken, maybe someone falls off a ladder, and the ambulance has to come, and things can just get very messy if you don't have these formalities in place. So it's very important to look out for that. Make sure your contractor is licensed, bonded, and insured. That way you're not liable for anything and everyone's basically covered. Next, you want to make sure that they haven't had any complaints made to the contractor's board. So during your estimate, ask them, say, hey, have you guys ever had any complaints made against you from customers? If they did, then what caused them? Try to get some information on the discrepancies. That way you kind of get a feel for, how they dealt with them, what caused them, and, if they've gotten better since then. And so you also want to make sure that they've been in business long enough to actually know what they're doing. There's no comparison to a team with, 10 to 15 years of experience versus some fly-by-night company with a handful of reviews and no online presence, which basically brings us to the next thing to look out for, which is to make sure that they have a Yelp. Yelp is really great because it allows you to see what actual customers are saying about them. And so number one, you want to make sure that they have one so that you can see what exactly people are saying. And if they don't, I think that's even a little more alarming because that, there's no transparency at that point. So, basically make sure that you can see the customer reviews, what they're saying about them. Also Google their business address and see if they have an actual office that you can visit and attach faces to the company. Being able to walk in and get information in person is very valuable. It's the kind of attention that you want, in a company. You don't want just some P.O. box routed to a call center somewhere where you can't even reach someone, once they're done with your build and you have some problems a couple weeks after. So support is very important, and you want a company that you can actually walk in and say, hey, this is what's going on. I need some help. What's going on here? So make sure that they do have a physical address. And finally, if they're using high pressure sales tactics, such as, giving huge discounts that are, only good for 24 hours, something like that. Or if you sense them getting defensive when you're asking valuable questions, these are not good indicators. And it's a clear sign of inexperience and frankly, a lack of professionalism. So this all creates a very bad start. And there's also an industry trick that you should look out for. And it's basically where one company will bring in 2 product samples showing how their product has a thicker gauge, when in reality, it's the engineering specifications and win rating for your specific area that's going to determine what gauge will be installed for your cover. So your estimator should educate you keep you well informed and aware of every step in the process, and be in constant communication. You don't want any tricks. You don't want any high pressure sales tactics. You want to make a sound decision, because this is your home. You're going to live with this decision for several years to come, and you don't want to just go with the cheapest option, So yeah, look out for these. You don't want just random guys doing it the absolute, cheapest way possible. So you want quality. This is your home. And so, yeah, basically as questions arise, just keep us in the loop. And if you have another estimate that you'd like us to match, just snap us a picture and send it our way. You can either email it to us, you can text it to us. Either way, get us these other estimates that you're going to be gathering, and we'll do our best to match it or even beat it, but we have to see it. We can't just take word. We have to see something on paper and compare it, line by line. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. If you're ever in the area, stop by our showroom and say hello. We're at 1787 Pomona Road, Suite B, right here in Corona, California. So we'll talk to you soon.